Convincing Julene and Josh to become Crown witnesses against Rick Thorburn was a major win for Detective Inspector Damien Hanson.
When you got word from the lawyers that Julene and Josh wanted to reveal what they knew about Tiahleigh's murder, what was that moment like?
It was great. We knew we had him.
But police still had to test Rick's lies, gather hard evidence against this master deceiver.
Mate, is there anything you can tell me about this matter?
Nothing at all. I dropped her off.
Rick repeatedly lied to create the impression Tiahleigh was alive the day after he murdered her. He claimed he dropped his foster daughter to school and created a fiction of her meeting a friend on her way in.
And I just had a look down the last stomach, she knows, and off they go.
To fool everyone, Rick even drove the school route that Friday morning. He told police he'd stopped for 30 to 40 seconds, just long enough to let Tiahleigh out of the car.
We used other vehicles as a reference point.
What Rick didn't count on was that police would go back and check his story. With the help of CCTV, they determined he did not stop at the school. He just drove by.
So we were able to show timing of his vehicle behind there.
They calculated a time difference of 6 or 7 seconds between this white van and Rick's car before and after the school drop-off zone.
Those vehicles.
There's the white van.
Yep.
And now, it's extraordinary. You can capture it, and there's the blue car.
That's his, and that's 7 seconds difference. So if he's said he stopped for 30, 40 seconds, he hasn't. We've spoken to the driver of the white van. He had no stops on that road that day.
Mm-hmm. So, lie number one.
Yeah.
After his fake school run and some errands, Rick returns home. As if oblivious to the atrocious crime that has been committed under their roof, Julene works in the daycare centre while Rick tinkers on his car. At 8 p.m, Rick shifts Tiahleigh's lifeless body from the shed to his car to drive her 42 kilometres away to dump her in the river. This time, he's wily enough to avoid detection, despite police collecting 50,000 hours of CCTV footage during their investigation.
He was wary of police methodologies. He left his phone at home. He took a route that didn't involve cameras. He took all precautions to make sure he wasn't recorded coming here.
So it was very well planned, it sounds like.
There was certainly a level of planning.
Dad said also that he didn't want us home on the Friday night so that he could do what he had to do, which was hide the body.
On the Friday night?
Friday night, yep.
When Tia's body was located, do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I remember it coming on the news first thing in the morning, and I was horrified. Just went to my gut straight away. Just knew what it was, and I went into him. He was in bed, and I said, "A body has been found in Pimpama River." I said, "Could it be it?" He just said yes.
Did you ever think about how Tia died? The circumstances around it?
Yeah. I don't really want to know how she might have suffered or something. It's very upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've no idea how she died.
That the Thorburn three of Julene, Josh and Trent seemed to so easily cover up the murder of Tiahleigh is baffling. That not one of them had the courage to come forward is shameful.
They just did as they were told by Rick. He was a controlling figure.
Is that all that it came down to? That he told them not to, so they didn't?
Yes. He's controlled all facets of their life, always has.
Through fear or through loyalty?
Fear of Rick, fear of violence. They were intent on keeping the family unit together.
Do you see them as perpetrators in this, or do you see them as victims?
I see them as perpetrators. There's a little 12-year-old girl who's lost her life, and they could have come forward that straight away and been honest.
It's a judgment backed by the courts. Trent Thorburn was charged and convicted of incest, attempting to pervert the course of justice, and 2 counts of perjury, and served 16 months in jail. His older brother, Joshua, pleaded guilty to perjury and attempting to pervert the course of justice, as did their mother, Julene. They too were sent to jail. But they've all since been released to get on with their lives, including celebrating Trent's recent 21st birthday.
Are there any excuses for the choices she made?
No. None.
How would you describe the role of Trent in this?
It was disgusting. He came to her funeral, he danced and he hugged me and he cried. And for him to continue this on, it's just disgusting.
We were going to arrange a SeaWorld thing with her.
Yeah.
Swim with the dolphins. So.
Mate, do you think she understood what money was? Right.
Rick Thorburn probably thought his crocodile tears had worked, for he had no idea police were coming for him. No idea his wife and son had dobbed him in.
So do you have any doubt about whether Rick killed Ted? No?
No. I haven't doubt at all.
Rick was total shock when he was arrested, but he did take a number of pills and tried to suicide. That was his way out. I think he planned that if he was ever caught for it, he wasn't going to face the music.
And he continued to deny it, didn't he?
And to this day, I've not heard Rick Thorburn say what he did and why he did it.
On Friday, in Brisbane's Supreme Court, Rick Thorburn finally pleaded guilty to murder and was sentenced to life in jail.
Your conduct throughout all of the offending is made more shocking for the deliberateness of your actions and your willingness to coerce every member of your family to maintain false accounts in an effort to cover up your despicable behaviour.
But by admitting his crime, Thorburn avoids a trial and ever explaining why he did what he did to Tiahleigh.
The thing that never entered my mind was it was somebody who was entrusted with her care that would do this to her. There's a lot of bad things that happen in this world, and I just didn't see it coming.
Cindy's burden is unbearable, but instead of sympathy for her dreadful loss, many continue to find fault with her as a mother, even though she has long proven her love for all her 4 children.
It had gotten to the point where, I was receiving death threats because they believed that it was my fault that Tiahleigh was dead. People blamed me for her death.
And what is that like to live with that sort of judgment?
You know what, it's hard. I try not to let it bother me, but, I've worked really hard to not be that person anymore. But I guess maybe it is a little bit of guilt because obviously, I was meant to be a mother and I should have made better choices. I don't know.
Do you feel like it's your fault that Tiahleigh is dead?
I didn't murder my daughter. I did everything I could to try and get her back.
You wanted her?
I did. I wanted our family to be whole again. And it just wasn't with her not there.
Have you yet come to terms with the fact that your family won't ever be whole again?
Life's hard. Extremely hard every day. It doesn't get any easier. She was amazing. There was no reason for her to die.